evening, everyone. Welcome to 4 days live workshop on Python development conducted by Tech Octanet Services Private Limited. And I am your host for today. For these 4 days live workshop, I am Vidhi Kumari. Let us get started with a brief introduction. First of all, Tech Alternet Services Private Limited is a budding startup headquartered in Bhubaneswar, specializing in IT solutions across diverse sectors, including e-commerce, real estate, credential system, virtual meeting platform, and personalized business application. Our primary focus is to provide affordable services to startups, aiding them in their digital endeavors. In addition to our core services, we are expanding into the corporate training sector, aiming to equip future corporate employees with a solid foundation. We also address students' needs by identifying academic project requirements, internship opportunities, and offering comprehensive solutions. Tech Optanet Services Private Limited operates with integrity and excellence at its core. We are proud to be incorporated as an organization with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, recognized by Startup India, registered with MSME, and approved by AICTE for internship programs. Moreover, our commitment to quality is underscored by our ISO 9001 2015 certification, ensuring that every project we undertake adheres to the highest standards of excellence. Thank you. Now, let us welcome our mentor, Mr. Harsh Pranjal, who is going to cover all the necessary topics in Python development that will help you to build a strong foundation about this language. So, without any further delay, let us start our today's session.
Am I clearly audible? Okay, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Harsh Pranjal, and I am a Django developer. Django is a backend framework based on Python, right? So, this is the schedule we are going to follow. Okay, the main focus is to excel on the topics like functions, recursion, and class and objects. Okay, we are going to start from the very basics. So, first of all, why we are learning Python? There are some basic advantages of Python, like it is beginner friendly, easy to code, easy to understand, and all that. But one of the main reason to study Python is that Python is a very new programming language, and it is capable of doing like for everything, right? We can perform whatever projects or whatever solutions we can create using Python. Python is capable of doing web developments, data science and machine learning is one of the strong part of Python, software developments, and there is one field that is app development or Android development. Python is not excelled into that one. Also, there are some libraries supporting app development in Python, but Python is not widely accepted in Android development. Okay. Okay. So first of all, interpreter and IDE, right? So whatever code we write in a word editor or text editor, right? So we have options like Notepad or MS Word, but those are not very good options. So we go with an IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so we use IDEs to write our code, and we will see what interpreter is. Let's see. There are some multiple options for IDE like VS Code, PyCharm, and Google Colab. Okay, yeah, PyCharm. So we'll see what are those their environments. See, first of all, let's start with Google Colab. Okay, so this is the official page for Google Colab. Google Colab, as by name, it is a product of Google. Okay, one of the advantages of using Google Colab is that so one of the advantages of using Google Colab is that you can share it with your team. Suppose you are developing a software or developing a code within a team, you can easily share these files with your team in a Google Drive. Okay, that is one of the advantages. And another advantage of using Google Colab is that for using any language, we have to install interpreters in our systems, local system. Okay, but while we are using Google Colab, we don't have to install anything in our system. Everything is working online on Google Cloud, right? Every module, libraries, or whatever we will use is already installed there. Okay. So one of the major advantages of using Google Colab is that while developing a machine learning model, okay, so while developing a machine learning model, most of the time we have to install a very big data sets, right? So Google Colab act as a handy tool in that sector. Okay. Other than that, if you want to use your local system, just download Python interpreter. Yeah. So this one is the official documentation page for Python, right? Documentation is where you will find everything documented about the Python. Like it is like a dictionary for a language. You will find the use of whatever you need in Python here, only in this documentation, right? So let's begin. Okay. I think everyone is familiar with VS Code. So I'm going to use VS Code for Python, right? And just open your command prompt and check the version of Python you have installed. Okay. And let me know if anyone have a lower version than 3.8. You should have at least 3.8. If nothing is showing, then let me know. We will install the Python interpreter again. Okay, so I think everyone has installed Python interpreter. Okay. Okay. Let's create our first file. So there are two types of extension used by Python. Okay. The first one is .py. Here I am using .py. .py creates a Python file. Hello. Okay. So test.py .py creates a Python file. Okay. But .ipynb creates a Python notebook. IPYNB is the extension for Jupyter Notebook. Okay. For VS Code, please install this. Okay. For VS Code, please install this extension if you don't have. Yeah, any version above 3.8 is okay. 3.8 or above 3.8. So please install this extension. and you can write your code in any file .py or .ipynb. No worries. Okay, so let's see. Okay, for comparison, see, this is a C++ file. Okay, C++ code to print just a single thing like hello world. Okay, to print this hello world, see, to print this hello world, we have to write these many lines of code. And notice one thing, here one extra file is created, okay, to just print this one line of code. Okay, right? See, the advantage of Python, why it is known as the user friendly language or beginner friendly. See, we have to only write print. Okay, and this one is enough to print the hello world. See, only the single line will able to print hello world. Now I was talking about the interpreter and a compiler. Okay, so here we are writing print hello world. Everything is written in English, right? Okay, we will talk about the task later. See, okay, so here each and every word is written in English alphabet. Okay, ASCII values are available for each and every letter. So what an interpreter do? So the use of interpreter, that we write a code, and when we execute, this code is submitted to the interpreter, and this interpreter then interpret this code line by line to what we call as machine level code. Okay, and then this one is executed by operating systems, right? This is the role of interpreter to converting our code to a machine language. Okay, what is a machine language? That is binary only. Binary means 0 or 1. Okay, see. So there are some basic things like variables, right? I think I have it here. Okay, variables. So whatever we are creating, whatever type of code we are creating, we need to store few data in our code, right? To store a data, we create variables. Okay, and variables are of different type. If you are storing variables without decimal, then it is of type integer. When we are storing values like with decimal, then it is a float value. True and false are considered as boolean. And notice one thing, that the spelling of true always start with a capital T, and spelling of false always start with a capital F. Okay, and we have a one more variable, that is string. There are multiple variables other than these, but these are very basic variables. Okay, so see, first we have int. Okay, suppose we create a variable and then assign a value. So this is a syntax of creating a variable in Python. Okay, variable name and then value, right? Okay, so print a. This is how we create a variable, and this is how we print the value of a variable. Okay, print a will print a value of a, and a is nothing but 10, right? Okay, now print type, sorry, type a. So type is a method used in Python to find out the type of the variable. Okay, we know that the type of the variable is here is int, but it always helps when we are font size. Okay, so type is used to get the type of the variable we are using with, right? And see, we have a float, suppose 6.89. And we have string. Okay, one more thing. Suppose we have a string one, okay, and we only assign a single character A. Okay, we can assign a single character A also in single quotes, also in triple quotes. Okay. See, all these three. I think it is visible now. See, all these three strings are a valid initialization of a string, right? See, all three are strings and we are not getting any error, right? So see, this is how an error looks in Python. Something like not equal to put this. See, this is how an error works. Hmm? The Sublime text is okay, but okay, Sublime text. So see, every single character here is also considered as a string. When we print the type of S1, S1 is a single character, okay? Containing S2 is also containing a single character. When we print the type of a single character, it is also showing string, okay? When we are giving multiple characters, see, with Sublime Text, you have to configure the environment, the interpreter, and many more things, right? That's why I don't prefer Sublime Text for these easy tasks, okay? See, guys, we are storing multiple characters inside variable S3. So these multiple characters are known as string, but these single characters are also considered as strings. So by this, Python does not have character, okay, character data type. Python only have string. A single character string is also considered as a string. Okay, just note this one. Okay, we have variables. So anyone have any doubt how to initialize a variable, or you want to demonstrate? Okay, so let's go ahead. Suppose we have a is equal to 10. Equal to a. Guys, just let me know the output of this file, this code. Just let me know the output of this. Okay, so it will be printing 10 and 10, right? And we have is equal to 20. Okay, just let me know the output of this line. Uh, all of the code, what will this block will print? See, I have updated the value of 10 a with 20 here. Okay, Just so you are right. We will get a 20 also here, but we are getting 10 in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Yeah, 10, 10 and 20, 20 is also correct. Okay. See, this is the limitation of a, suppose we are using this and we are defining the value of z with 20 again. Not only 20, 20 with the value of 10, 10, 20, 20, 10, 20, 20. Okay, that is also correct. See, guys, we are changing the value of a here. Okay, but there is one more thing. Similar as type, there is one more function, that is id, right? So see what happens when we create a variable. Okay, when we create a variable, what interpreter does, it create a memory space. Okay, and name this that memory space as a, and then assign the value 10 into that memory space. Okay, but when we assign b with a, what it does, it creates a memory space b, and it is not assigning 10 here. Okay, it is not assigning 10. What it does, it assign the memory of a. Okay, and what b is printing, b is only accessing the value of a, and the value of a is 10. Okay, this is what happened when we use equal to operator, that is assignment operator in Python, right? The value, so in this case we have changed the value of a from 10 to 20. Then also, according to this statement, the value of b is only accessing the value of a, right? So the value of b is also will be also changed to a, that is 20, right? But it is only printing 10. So this is a, both IDs are same. Yes, both IDs will be same. So this is only this is only printing 10 because when we are creating a simple integer variable in Python, rather than creating a memory, rather than copying a memory, it is copying the instance of a memory, right? So what is instance, how it does, how it copies the memory, we will get a picture of that when we are exploring lists. Okay, the only the next topic is list. See, just take a look into this. This is what particularly happens when we create a variable and when we use assignment operators. Okay, see the id. So the work of id is that it prints the memory of variable. Okay, so id a means this statement will print the memory address of a, right? This memory address where a is created and where this 10 is stored, right? So let's execute this one. See, we have a memory address of a and we have a memory address of b, and both memory addresses are different, both ids are different. Why? We'll see it shortly. Just take a look what this id do, how equal to or assignment operator works in Python, right? This is how we assign a value. So now suppose we have a value like s1, ABCD, and we have a s2, s1, and then we will print id s1 and id s2. Guys, just let me know the output of this lines. Python does not support pointer. Okay, yeah, we can say that it is a memory pointer. See, both the memory addresses are same. What we have discussed here, that a variable stores the instance that memory of other variable, not the value, while using equal to. Okay. See, now when we print s1 and when we print s2, we will get similar values, that abcd abcd. Now let's change s1 to, okay, and then print them again. Sorry. See, then again both are sharing the same memory address, but the value of s2 s1 sorry, s2 is not changed. Yeah, it will be same. Also it will be abcd, and here also. So this is what it does. It copies the instance of the memory. Okay, when we are using this equal to for assignment, that is assignment operator for assigning s2, what it will do, s2 will store a copy of s1. Okay, this is not the correct way of copying a variable in python. Okay, we will discuss. Let's first see what is the problem with these one. So this typically what s2 will do, okay, it will copy the value, it will copy the value of s1 into s2. Okay, so here we are changing s1, but the value of s2 is not changed because it takes a copy of s1, right? But the main thing is that both are sharing same memory, right? It is more of a like that. Suppose we have a memory address which is storing some this memory. Suppose this memory is storing some value. Suppose 1 2 3 4. So this memory has two names. Okay, first is s1 and the second is s2. That is the main problem here. The both s1 and s2 are having the same memory address. Okay, so what id in Python is, please can you explain? So okay, the main work of id is to print the memory address of that variable. Okay, id will print the memory address of that variable. Whenever we create a variable, that variable get a memory especially in your ram, right? So id is used to print that memory address. Yeah, s1 की id change. See, I didn't get your question, Rima. So we are clear about id and the copy of memory, right? Okay, guys. See, one string one. Okay. See, this is the correct way to copy a value in Python. Although we are getting our desirable output here, but always use dot copy function to copy a variable in Python. Okay, to copy a value of a variable a into variable b, something like that. Suppose we have a equal to 10, 10 and b equal to a dot copy. Now, if see after using copy, if we will print id s1, id s2. Check. Okay, I have imports. That's why we use collab. हाँ, int को इसको रहने देते हैं. See, here again, Guys, just post the questions in the live chat if you have any. Other than that, leave the live chat. Okay. So, guys, here we are getting again those two values, right? IDs after changing the values also. Okay. IDs after changing the values. See, this time we are getting two different values. This time we will get two different values. Here we have same values. This is y. It copies the instance of a variable, and the instance of s1 changed, but the instance of s2 doesn't change. See, the instance of s2 doesn't change, but the instance of s1 changed. Okay, it is in YouTube, so it will be recorded. See, guys. Okay, so I'm getting more questions on ID. Okay, just let me take a file. See, suppose we have a string s1, right, with values my string, right? We have a string s2 with values of s1. So what does this line do? It will create new memory, okay, with value, whatever value we have assigned. Okay, what this will do? It will create s2 with instance of s1. It will, what it will do? It will just copy this memory, whatever memory we have here. Suppose let's name it memory 1. Okay, so we will say that it is as memory 1. Okay, now if we will print id of s1 and then print id of s2. See, id of s2 is nothing but the instance of memory 1, and s1 is nothing but the memory 1 itself. Okay. So s2 is nothing but the instance of memory 1, and s1 is just the memory 1 itself. So we are getting the output memory 1 and that is the memory address of s1 and s2. Both are similar at this point, right? So when we does this, okay, what it will do? It will create another new memory. Suppose name it as memory 2, and then assign the value to that. So create a image like that this s1 is deleted, okay, and new s1 is created, right? It is something like that. Okay, this s1 is deleted and new s1 is created. Okay, so now if we will print, sorry, now if we will print, see, in this second case, the id of s2 is not changed. The id of s2 is similar here, but the id of s1 is changed. Okay, why? Because this s1 is just deleted and this new s1 is created with new value. Okay, I think I'm clear about this id concept and what is the role of this assignment operator here. Yeah, copy function will work. Just first focus on this one. Panda and Django both are two different things. Yeah, so we will never use this assignment operator for copy. Okay, so just let me give you some three different programs for that. See, so okay, we are using D copy here. Right? See guys, this is the use of copy. I mean, why we are using copy. Okay, and this is the use of deep copy. Just take a look. We will use these two just right now. We will use them. Just take a look how copy and deep copy are used. This copy function, last address same. Yeah, last address same way. Na? So guys, okay, just let me know if anyone have any problem about this ID or why the S1 ID of S1 changed or ID of S2 changed, anything like that. Oh no, for int also the ID will change. If we will start with like this, 10 b is equal to a, then we have see again if we will assign a value to 20. See the value. This is the first value of a, the first ID of a. This is the ID after. So yes, this one and this two objects are different in output. Yeah, it will be different in output. S2 is getting the memory address of the yes. Kabir, this statement is correct. S2 is getting the memory address of the first S1. Not only the memory address, the instance of that memory. Instance means the value with the memory address. Okay. So we have to repeat. Guys, okay, this is the last time I'm repeating this one. When we create a variable, whatever type of variable that is, string, int, float, whatever, okay, or array that is list or dictionary, whatever, we create a memory, okay, new memory m1. Suppose this is m1 with some value, okay. While using the assignment operator, what an assignment operator does in Python is that it will use this s1 to create this s2, okay. This S2 is created with the memory M1. No new memory M2 will be used, right? Okay. So that's why the ID of S1 and S2 both are M1 and M1. So that's why both the IDs of both the IDs of S1 and S2 are M1 and M1 only, right? When we are using this line, okay, interpreting this line S1 is equal to new string, what it will do, it will delete that memory M1 and create again a new memory for this S1. Okay, it will again create the new memory for this S1. That is why we are getting the new memory for S1 again. Okay, the new ID for this S1. Okay, but we didn't change this S2, right? So that's why the memory address of S2 is remain same. Okay, it won't change. Similar case for the integers also. The memory M1 and M2 will be same for both A and B. But when we change A, the memory address of A will change, but B remains same. Okay, so I think it's clear. Let's move on to next topic. We will just see the use of copy. See, other than these variables, we have something like Boolean. So we have suppose Boolean value 1 that is true, and Boolean value 2 that is false. Print type, and we have Boolean. Okay. So Boolean has only these two values, that is true and false, no more than that. Okay, and let's see some string formattings. Okay, just give a heading. We have suppose I want to print hello world. Okay, so this is just a simple string with one line. right? If I want to print hello, hello in different line and world in different line, right? Hello is printed on different line and world is printed on different line. This slash n is used to change the lines. Okay, so just notice on that space one is to change lines, right? What do you have space? There are multiple escape sequences, but those are not needed. We are checking the type of the variable, then my output is from class O. So there is some concept known as OOPS concept, object oriented programming, and whatever variable we have seen till now, everything is a class. Okay, I think we will learn about class on our, I think, day 3 or day 4. Then we will discuss about class briefly, right? Right now focus on this variable names. So space slash n is used to change lines, and there are multiple escape sequences like space r, sorry, slash r slash a. One more commonly used as space t, it is for tab. Okay, so, so we have changed our line and using space slash n. See, notice one more thing. While printing this hello world, I never mentioned slash n, that is forward slash n. Okay, escape sequence. But also a line is changed after printing hello world. Whenever we used print statement, after the ending of one print statement, it automatically changed the line. Suppose this we will get line 1 and line 2, right? So it always changes the line. Okay. So if there is any need to prevent this, just use this method end. Okay, it is actually not a method, it is known as delimiters. Okay, so use this end, right? And see what this end will do. It will force the print statement to end without any line breaks, right? Without any line breaks. And if you put a space here, this print statement will break with a space. If you put a space and comma and then space, then it will end with a space, comma and space. But means whatever you can put here, the print statement will end with that only, right? So slash r and slash a are used for different reasons. Slash a is a bell, right? It is used for notifications in your code. Okay. So the sound depends on your speaker that it is connected or not, or the interpreter that it is accepting slash a or not. That's why I didn't give an example on that one. But slash r is something. See, slash r is a confusing one, but let's see. See, I am using slash r here, right? Now focus on the print statement of this line. Okay. See, this first two characters were deleted and the rest were written over, right? So this is the use of r slash r. If I have, so what it will do, so after this 6 7 8, why we are getting this 4 5? So what slash r will do, it will shift all these characters. Okay, the first place it will get, right? So 6 7 8 is not correct, it is not deleting all this. 1 2 3 4 5 will not be deleted, right? See what space r slash r will do, what slash r will do in screen. Due to this print statement in screen, first 1 2 3 4 5 will be printed. Okay, then due to this slash r operator, see here a cursor is blinking. After 5, the cursor will be reset to 1. Okay, And then in place of 1, 6 will be printed. In place of 2, 7 will be printed. In place of 3, 8 will be printed. That's why we are getting 6, 7, 8 and 4, 5, right? So R will reset your cursor. Okay, the work of R is to reset your cursor. And A is used for bell, that is for notifications and anything. Okay, there is more to string. Suppose we have created a string S1. So you have seen that we can create strings with double quotes, single quotes. Yeah, double quotes, single quotes, and triple quotes. So the use of double quotes and single quotes are similar. There is no difference, right? But there is a difference in use of triple quotes, right? So if you use triple quotes, so inside triple quotes, you can write multi-line strings, and it will print S1. See, we will get a multi-line string. Okay, after can, the line is changed, right? Okay. Okay, guys, just letting me know the output of this line. Suppose we have a string 1. Guys, just let me know the output of this line. Not even single correct answer. See, okay, it will print hello and world both in 2 different lines. Hello one line, yeah, that is correct. See, the use of this string inside print statement and the use of this variable with the same value, there is no difference. Okay, what this print will do, it will print each and every character inside this string, hello slash and world, and the meaning of forward slash n is to change the line. So what we will do, I want to print this slash one also in this screen, right? I want this slash n value on the screen. So for that, let's create a second value and use R. Okay. So see, we are getting that slash n on the screen. Slash R doesn't it won't remove the value. It will set your cursor. Slash R is used to reset your cursor on the front, and after that, whatever values changed or overwritten, that was made. No, double quotes slash and also doesn't print slash and see. There is no slash on the end, just a line break. See, there is a line. So this R start on the starting of any string. What does it mean? It's known as a raw string. And by raw string means you can print whatever type of symbols you need inside that string without any error, right? Every type of string will be printed. What happen in print statement? There are certain types of, for example, this slash n, these curly braces. Oh, curly braces will be printed, but these slash n, and there are many more symbols which you are not be able to print without using this raw operator. Okay, raw string. So we just use an R in front of the string, and it will be converted to a raw string. Okay, suppose okay, Suppose we have a value a is equal to 1e9. So the meaning of this 1e9 is that it is nothing but 10 to the power 9. Okay, this is how we write anything 10 to the power. 10 to the power e8 means it will be 10 to the power 8. So if we will print a, what it will print? 10 to the power 9 with value of point decimal. Okay, so just take a note that whenever we use 1e9 or whatever type of values, it will be a float. Okay, decimal is used means it is a floating point, right? So see, observe this one. This is how we convert a data type in Python. Suppose I have a value 1e8, right? And if I will print type of b, it will be printed as float. See, class float. Okay, b is a float. But instant, you must just try that statement by yourself. You will know what it will print. So if we want to convert this into an int, right? Uh, this decimal zero doesn't play any significant role in our calculations. So it will go with int. This is how we convert a type. Okay, this float will be converted to int. See, now the type of b is int. Type of b is int, and when we print value of b, will be no decimal. There will be no decimal value. Okay. So what happened in string formatting? If you print it like this, see, this is a structure. Okay, this is a basic syntax how we print using formattings. Okay, suppose I have value b. See what it will do after every three zeros. That is the, I think it is the international notation. Okay, after every 30 it will put a comma, right? So this is the advantages of using a formatting and not using a formatting. It only depends on your use case, right? I think everything is clear till now. These raw strings and the use of escape sequences /r/n. Okay, okay. Let's see. Suppose I have a floating point number. I have a floating point number. Suppose I will, if I will print my float, it will print the whole floating points, all this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I will use formatting, and after that I will use, suppose, decimal 2. See, it is using only two decimal points after this one. And notice one more thing, this 5 is round off to 6. Okay, because after 5 it is getting an integer 6. Yeah, we are going to see more examples on this app. See, other than this, if we have a string, it will print. And then again, see, there will be no difference in these two statements, right? But if you will use your higher string, let's use 12. See, okay, so it's not simple. Okay, okay, just let me check. Okay, because I think I'm getting an error. Like use the same sequencing. This one's not possible. Okay, let me flash. See, guys, just notice one thing. Okay, okay, let me run this one for you. See, while I am using, see, just notice this line, only this line, right? While I am using this greater than symbol with 20, what happen? We will get 20 spaces before printing our string, right? Yeah, use of colon. So see, basically this colon is used to here. This colon is used to just use the special what we say special formattings of this f function. So okay, f formatting. We have seen that R formatting, that is raw one. This is F for string formatting. Okay, colon is used to pass some extra values to that. See, while using this greater than 20 value, I get these many 20 spaces just before printing the string. Okay, while I'm not using greater than value, then automatically I will get it on the right side. With greater than, I will get it on the left side. While using this, it is a what we say bitwise XOR symbol, the power symbol. We will get spaces on both sides. Okay, we will get our string on the middle, right? But I'm using the same statement here, right? Same statement is used. Suppose I will say let's take same values. Okay, so while using the same values again, see, these there are not 20 spaces before example, right? There are not 20 spaces before example. And for us to see the difference, let's take my string 2 and see, I have taken two words here, right, with a space. Okay, let's take only one word and then use the same formatting. See, this is what 20 space for a single letter. This is what 20 space for a double word string. Okay, first of all, just notice this one. Okay, this is an exception. We will talk about that. First, notice this one. For a good string formatting, we will use F formatting with some values. Greater than value will define that the spaces before on the left side, left hand side, and for right hand side we will use 20, and it will give you on the left hand side, right? Suppose if I will go with this, see, value, go with let's see this one. We'll get the values on both sides, 20, right? So what is the problem with this one? See what it will do. Okay, the real meaning of this less than 20 or this 20 spaces, right? What it will do, first of all, your string is printed on the screen, right? So while printing your string, the cursor will reach this G, right? And this is your last word. After this last word, it will it will start counting your space. Okay, number of space, that is 20, right? So including this example and this string, it will put those 20, it counts total. Yes, so after this string, it will count the spaces, the number of spaces that you have provided, and then only it will assign them. Okay, so instead of counting, let's use a function here. So it is a function to get the value of the length of a string. Okay, this length function, it will print the length of this string only. So the value of length is 14. Sorry, the length of that string is 14. Okay, if I will use 14 spaces, see, we will be not getting any space, right? Because the length is 14. Whatever space we have provided, it will be only counted after printing the string. Okay, so let's get the value of 14 plus 34, and 5. So let's get the value of 25. So see, this is why we use formatting, provide a good look of strings. Okay, I think this formatting app is clear. This one is important one. You will rarely use this, but the formatting of float is important. Okay, so we have talked about some basic formattings. There are basic variables, ID, type, all done. Okay, so let's see about what we call list in Python, right? So we create a to store 10, B to store 20, and C to store 30, right? So if I want to store values from 1 to 300, then for this purpose, we have to create total of 300 variables like this. Okay, like this conventional way, we have to create total of 300 integers, right? So what list will do, if you have practiced on another languages, then list is a simple array as compared to other languages. It is just an array. So what list will do, it will create, so what this a equal to 10 will do, it will create a memory space to just store this single value, that is 10. Okay, what list will do, it will create a memory space to hold multiple values, whatever number of values you need. Okay, space. So see, right, value of ABC, and this is the value of a list. Okay, so what is the main use of list? Okay, by different data types, what I mean that, see, this A at a time can store an integer value, right? Okay, but my list at a time can store an integer, can strong, sorry, can store a string, okay, can store an empty string, can store a boolean value, can store a float, but can store nothing. We will talk about this now. Okay, so this is the, we can say, an advantage of Python, that list can hold multiple values of multiple data types. But in previous, like we have seen that C++, so in other languages, an array can hold only a single data type. Okay, a array can hold the data of like only integers or only floating point values, whatever, or only boolean. Okay, but list can store different data types also. And there is one more thing, that Python is a dynamically typed language. Okay, just focus on this one. See, we have a value of a as 10, and if you print the type of a, it will show us int. Again, then now the type of this variable will be string. Again, now the type of same variable will be a boolean. So this is what dynamically typed means. You can change the type of a variable during runtime. Okay, so this is what you can say the advantage of an interpreted language. The interpreter runs line by line. It will first create an A with value 10, then print the type of A, then again it will create a new A. This A will be deleted. Okay, it will again create a new A, and then place the value hello. Type of A will be string. If you will print the ID of A, so each and every time there is a new ID, that is new memory location. So the meaning of dynamically typed is that you can change type of variable during runtime. Okay, we have seen that list can hold multiple values. So there is one more thing, that say what happened in another languages. For example, we have a C++. Just take a look. Okay, so create a variable with a equal to 10, right? In any language other than Python, which is not a dynamically typed language. Okay, C++, Java, what we have other than this, C, all are static languages, right? So we have to declare the data type of this variable, right? The variable a, and then we have to first we have to declare that data type of a variable, then the variable, then the value. Okay, mutable, mutable. Okay, we will see about mutable. But what happened in Python, there is no declaration of data type. We will not declare the data type of a variable, right? We only declare the name of the variable, then the value assigned to it, name and then the value. So there is one more thing. If you want, you can declare the data type of a variable, but this data type is of no use, right? If I will declare it as a string, right? So str is a reserved keyword in Python. Could use this to create a variable. Again, then the type of a is printed as int. Okay. So the name of this data type is only good for documentation, right? So what is a documentation? So, documentation is basically a report or a file, report of your code, what your code will do, what is the use of this variable, what is the use of that function, and whatever. So data type, declaration of data type is only good for documentation. Okay, there is no issue if you write it on your code or not. Okay, and data type doesn't bound you to use integer. If I declare integer here and I will put a string here, there is no error, right? If I will declare it as integer and then I will put string, then again I will get the data type as a string. Okay, so so it is upon you that you will use it or not. Just take one more note that type of a variable is defined by what value it is storing. Okay, if I declare this a as a float, then again the type of a is will be defined as a boolean, right? Why? Because a is storing a boolean value. Okay, now let's see what is mutable and immutable. So changeable, unchangeable, yeah, that is right. Mutable can be changed, not changed. For example, string immutable data type. In any language, string is an immutable data type, right? So suppose I have a string of type s1 and with value hello, right? Okay, so for this, let's first see the concept of indexing. So what happened in list, for this h, an index will be assigned that is 0, and this is how indexing work in string. Okay, the indexing always start with a 0. Okay, and if I will do this, okay, it will only print the character on this particular index, right? It will only print the character on this particular index. If I will do it with, okay, so what indexing is? So indexing helps you to access a single variable, okay, in your function. Sorry, from your a single character from your variables, right? So indexing only works in iterables. What it means that a is equal to 10, and if I will print a0, then I will get an error. See why? Because indexing is only assigned to iterables. Okay, the value in which we can iterate, in which we can move. I think earlier I have told you that there is no character variable in Python. There is only string. Okay. So what is a string? String is nothing but the combination of different characters, right? To access a single character, each and every character is assigned with a indexing. Okay. So there are multiple variables which are iterables. Okay, just remember like this: integer, float, booleans, those are not iterables, but string, tuple, and we will see dictionary, lists, queue. There are many more data structures which are iterables. Okay. For this, suppose put arrow. See, okay. Okay. So indexing used for iterables. Now let's see if I want to assign. See, I want to change this edge, right? If I want to change this edge, to suppose I want to change it to capital, suppose capital H, right? See what will we will get? We will get an error, right? And the error string object does not support item assignment. What does this item assignment means? It means that we have created a string. Now we are assigning a new value to a particular index. Okay. See, doing s1 is equal to h, it doesn't throw any error. Okay. Why? Because we are deleting all this value and creating a new value, right? So there is a okay. So it doesn't conflict immutable concept. Okay. Why? Because we are just deleting the older memory and creating a new memory. This statement is nothing but creating a new variable. Okay. But here what we are doing, we have created a string and we are trying to just update some values on that string. So that's why we are getting error, because is an immutable. String is an immutable in Python. So this one, we have an error for this. Yes, immutability types. Data types. We're working on list. Okay, we have seen indexing, right? So see, list is an iterable, right? So let's do example. We have zero, right? Just take a notice that indexing starts from 0, ends at length -1. Okay, a is equal to, guys, just let me know the output of this line. The session will end around 8 or 8:30, I think. Yeah, the output will be 4. Okay, so same function, we have used length for getting the length of the string. Here we are using length to getting the length of a list, right? Okay, guys, just let me know the output of these 3 lines. And please don't use your compiler to get it. Yes, list is immutable. Just use pen and paper to get the outputs. Okay. Yeah, we will get 1, 2, 3, but in different lines. Oh, mm, Guys, can anyone just let me know why we will be getting 10, 20, and 40 here? This is the correct output, and why we will be getting 10, 20, and 40 here? Yes, by mistake I have used my list variable, which I think I have declared here with value 10, 20, 40, and others. So instead of my list, let's change the value variable here. Okay. Now the output will be 1, 2, and 3, right? And yes, list is mutable. So suppose I will give a value of 0 and I will change 1 to -1. Then print. Okay, just let me know the output of this line, only this line, the last one. No, yes, very case sensitive. We have to use small s to define a string, small I to define an int. The output of the last line, this one. Yeah, it will print the whole list, not only -1. Okay. Okay, guys. So guys, see, there are multiple types of functions in a list. Okay, dot append, dot insert, dot remove. There are many more. These are only few are listed here. There are many, right? So let's see the use of them. Close this first. One more thing, if you are writing a code in Google Colab and you have to suppose write a bunch of code like 300 for 300 lines is very large. So suppose 100 to 150. Please don't leave it open like this in your system. It will consume a lot of RAM. Okay. Suppose using functions and list. Okay. So we have multiple values. And don't use list as your variable name because list is a variable. Okay, reserved keyword in Python. Suppose I have value, we have yeah, I will provide the list of different methods. See, so we have seen that how to declare a type of a variable. So list contains different types inside it. So I have just created a boolean type, but the values here are integer. Okay, so there is no significant meaning of this. Okay, see, we have two different lists, right? Let's first see some important methods. We'll put a value after 4, let's open 5. We can print this two. So append function will insert a value at the end of your list. Okay, 5 will be inserted, right? Okay. Suppose I want to insert multiple values. See what it will do. See, I am getting error, right? So, okay. So, append function insert single value at end, right? And for inserting multiple values at the end, we will use loop. We will see about loop later on. Let's see. We have guys, just let me know the output of this line. And please don't use your computer, just pen and paper. Yes, append insert only one value at the end. Right? Just let me know the output of this one. Not error. Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think that is the correct one. Nested list, yes. Nested list is correct. See what it will do. What is list 2? Yes, list 2 is a single variable. Okay, append will insert only a single variable. And list 2 is a single variable. This whole list is considered as a single variable, right? So it will append this whole list at the end of list 1. And by using this append 5, we have already increased the list. And right now, we are again inserting another variable, that is list 2, inside a list. That's why we have get this nested list. Okay. So what is a nested list? Nested list is nothing that but a list inside another list, right? Okay. Let's take an example. Indexing. Suppose okay, guys, just let me know the output of this one. So I'm going to type a bunch of statements here. Try to write the output of every statement, right? Just 6. Just let me know the output of this two. Output of the last two lines. Yeah. List 3 will print this whole. Okay, so see how indexing will work. Okay. 0. and see, this whole block will get an index of 5 only, right? Okay, so that's why when I am printing list 35, this whole block will be printed. After that, in this whole block, it is also a list, right? So when I am accessing 5 and then 0, then this value 0 will be printed. See, the whole block will be printed, then the value, the 0th value of that block, right? So this is how nested list works. So just tell me the output of this one and we will move ahead. To the value of these two lines. Okay, so see, this one is, yeah, we will get 200, 100, 200. Yes. So the answer of this one is correct, and the answer of this one will be error. Okay. See why? See, when we are printing the fifth index and then the second index of that fifth one, we are first of all we are accessing the fifth index. Okay, this is square bracket is accessing the fifth index, right? After that, we encounter 2, right? So inside that fifth index, we will find the index 2. This one is index 0. This one is index 1. This whole is an index 2, right? This 100 and 200 both are at index 2. Okay. So this 5 2 will print 100 and 200. Okay. Now see, uh, till this these two square brackets are same, we are again accessing this list only, and inside that list we are trying to access index 2. Okay, the first index is 0 and the second index is 1. There doesn't exist any index 2, right? So we will get an error that is out of bound, right? So index out of range, right? This is the error we will get, commonly known as out of bound only. And we have, okay guys, so we have to define list 3 again. Values, just let me know the output of this last line. It's copy error. Yes, it is again the case of index out of bound. Okay, this one is again the case of index out of bound. So I think everyone is clear with the indexing and nested indexing also. Okay, there is nothing more into nested indexing. Yes, nested indexing. We have to just use multiple square brackets to access the inside and inside elements. Okay. Now, see, now we will see the original use of copy. Suppose again. Okay, guys, just take a break of 2 minutes only, right? Okay, see. So, first of all, let's clear the memory concept. So, see, this is how memory management will be done for list. Okay. So, what is list and how it is capable of storing? What if we don't want to change data type of variable? How do we do? If you don't want to change the data type of the variable, then it would seem I didn't get your question. Can you give an example about that? 830. Change the data type of a variable. See, memory management for list, right? So a list is nothing but what a list will do. It will store multiple memories. Okay, what does this mean? That see, we have this list one. Okay, so suppose there is some memory M1 assigned for storing one. Okay, there is some memory M2 assigned for storing two. There is some memory M3 assigned for storing four. Okay, assigned for storing three and minimum. Right. So what this list one will do? List one is assigned with some memory, suppose capital M, and what it will do? It won't store this 1, 2, and 3. What it will do? It will store M1, M2, and M3. It is not storing the value. Okay, it is storing the memory. That's why list is capable of storing multiple data types. Right. If I will give a string here, so it is not going to store this string. It is going to store the memory block of that string. Right. M4 and M5. Okay. So when we are assigning, okay, assigning using equal to operator, see what we will get, what list 2 will do. Suppose we have a memory of capital M1 here, the memory of capital M2 here. Okay, so what I have told you that it will only get the instance of this memory. Okay, equal to operator only gives the instance of memory M1, right? So this won't be a, there won't be any memory, right? It will only receive the instance that it also stores M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5, right? So here we will see the real use of copy operator. See, suppose I created list one, let's print list two, let's provide it also. So it is an instance of provided memory, and we have, see, everything is correct till now, right? The value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and hello. Okay. Suppose I have updated list one with the value 454. Put value 5. Okay, see what list 1 will do. First comment. See, I have changed the value of this hello to 5, right? Okay, in which variable? In list 1. Okay, I'm not going to change the value at list 2, right? But see what this will print. It will again print 5, but I didn't change the variable at list 2. Okay, I didn't change the index of list 2. I changed the index of list 1. See, this is what the meaning of storing a memory. So here, what M5, small m5 is pointing to, it is storing hello, right? And by this statement, what we are doing, we are overwriting memory M5 and we are deleting hello and putting value 5 there, right? So both this list 2 and list 1 are not accessing this hello. They are accessing memory block M5, right? And here we have changed the M5 to value 5. That's why list 1 and list 2 both reflects the change. Memory means, see, when we have created a variable, a equal to 10, there will be some memory block will be assigned in RAM in your computer, right? Okay, so that memory block stores that value 10. We know this 10 by the name of a variable, right? But actually a is a memory block which stores value 10. Okay, you know that your computer doesn't store decimal values, it all only stores binary form. Okay, so it will store the binary version of 10. Suppose I have 2, then the binary of 2 will be again 10. Suppose represented 10. So the memory block will store this one, right? Again, it is true for all these. Your memory block doesn't store a string, it stores the binary format. For simplicity, this 2 is equal this one. See, in another programming languages, equal to means copying the value. Okay, but in Python, equal to operator does copy the value, but it copies the memory block. Okay, there is nothing great with this equal to operator. Okay, assignment operator. The thing here is that how Python manages memory, how Python manages its list and other variables. Okay, list, it doesn't store the values, it stores the memory blocks. And the use of equal to operator is to copy the values of list 1 to list 2. So the memory blocks will be copied, not the values. So if we change a memory block, the change will be reflected to both list 1 and list 2, right? So I'm clear. It is clear till now. So to copy, and don't worry about that I have not created list 1. This one will use this list 1. Okay, right? Okay, for reference, let's copy this one. Okay. Now see the use of copy. See, the value of list 2 is not changed, right? This is what copy does. Okay, so we have seen the memory mapping of list 1. But what happened in list 2? Now there is some another memory, suppose M10, and that is assigned a value of 2. M20 is assigned a value of 3, and M30 is assigned a value of 3. And this time list 2 is storing M10, M20, M30, M40, and M50. Okay, So here we are modifying M5, right? Here we are modifying M5. Here we are modifying M5. So M5, that is this hello, will be modified to value 5. Okay. This hello of list 1 is modified to value 5. But is list 2 is accessing that M5? No. List 2 is accessing some another memory location, that is M50. Okay. That's why the value is not changed here. So, okay, once again, see, whenever we create a list, each and every variable gets its own memory location, M1, M2, M4, whatever. Okay, each and every variable, right? This string, if there is a boolean, that will get its own memory location. Okay, and list variable, this list variable, list 1, it stores the memory of those variables. Okay, it doesn't store the variables itself. List won't store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It stores the memory M1, M2, M3, M4, 5, whatever that is. While we use equal to operator, what it will do, it will create a new new list, list 2, and it will copy each and every memory of list 1 to list 2. Okay, clear up till the equal to operator, the memory copy. Guys, this one is a very important topic. Okay, so we are also going to use copy on objects while we are learning about object oriented programming. Okay, so memory copying is okay, right? Suppose now what we are doing by this statement, list 1 at index 4. Okay, what index 4 is holding? This hello. Okay, suppose there is some memory location, this M5 is assigned to this hello. Okay, so what we are doing, we are modifying that hello to value 5, right? What this statement will do, it will modify it. Let me do this. So the old value of M5 is hello. Okay, and it is modified to 5, right? Hello is modified to 5. Now see, observe one thing, list 1 is using memory M5 and list 2 is again using memory M5. So when we have changed the value of M5, both will reflect that change, right? So this is a pitfall of using only assignment operator to copy a list, right? Now it is clear. Okay. So to avoid this, we use copy method. And what this copy will do, see, just note this down or listen it very carefully. What this copy will do, it will visit this M1, right? Okay, what this copy will first do, it will visit this M1, sorry, it will visit this M1. Okay, take the value of M1, right? A new memory is already created for list 2. Okay, it is already created for list 2. It will copy this M1 and assign that to that new memory location. Okay, again it will copy the next value, assign that to some other memory location, and this goes on, and this list 2 holds the new memory locations, right? Okay, this is how copy works. Okay, it is clear, right? So when we are modifying M5, that M5 is only reflected to list 1, not list 2, because list is holding some other memory location. That is how it is done, right? Okay, so guys, I think that's it for today's session. If anyone having any doubt, just let me know. Yeah, there will be a session tomorrow. See, there is one more thing. I want you guys to research on one thing. Just consider it as your homework. Suppose I have a list. Okay. Copy. See, this change of 100 will be reflected on both list 1 and list 2. We are using copy, but again it is reflected on both list 1 and list 2. Okay, so we are using again. So your task is to just find out why this value is reflected, this change is reflected in both. If you are using copy, and please don't try any chat GPT or anything. Okay, just use the concept we have covered here, right? Okay. To explain again about copy, I will suggest that you will again check the video. Guys, please don't use Sublime Text. Okay, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone, and of course, our mentor for this amazing and informative session. That was all for today. We will continue our learning in the remaining days of our workshop. Wishing to see you all tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Thank you, guys.